Many experienced gardeners have preserved knowledge that has been almost completely lost in modern agriculture. A single garlic clove planted in the ground at the right spot changes the entire biochemistry in the root zone of a cucumber plant within just a few hours. It sounds incredible. After exactly 5 hours, an invisible process begins that protects the plant from the inside out and immediately repels pests like leaf miners or spider mites. I have observed this effect myself in my own garden beds. The cucumber leaves, which looked slightly droopy in the morning, were vibrant and full of life again by the afternoon. The science behind this is fascinating and is kept quiet by many large corporations because they prefer to sell expensive chemical products. If you don't want to miss out on these rare and effective practical methods anymore, subscribe to this channel right now because here we share real, unfiltered gardening knowledge for your success. Only those who understand nature can achieve such results. The question is, what exactly happens in the soil during these first 5 hours? Most people think garlic only works through its smell above ground. That is a major misconception. The real key lies hidden deep in the soil, where the fine hair roots of the cucumber forage for nutrients. Cucumbers are extremely sensitive plants. They react immediately to waterlogging, fungi, and soil-dwelling pests. Once a cucumber is infected with damping off disease or nematodes, even the most expensive fertilizers usually cannot save the harvest. But how does a single clove manage to completely turn the tide in such a short time? The answer lies in the chemical defense substances that the plant immediately mobilizes as soon as the stimuli from the garlic reach its tissues. Historically, companion planting of garlic and cucurbits was standard practice in medieval monastery gardens. The monks knew exactly which plants supported each other and which repelled each other. This knowledge was passed down from generation to generation for centuries until the chemical industry moved in. Today we are faced with depleted soils and resistant pests against which hardly any remedy works anymore. My own experiments with different cucumber varieties have shown that the plants develop incredible resilience through this simple trick. The leaves become thicker, the green color becomes more intense, and the plant pumps nutrients into the fruits much more efficiently. But how exactly do you have to prepare the clove so that the effect is maximized after 5 hours? If you just stick the garlic into the ground as is, nothing happens at first. You have to activate the biological mechanisms. Garlic contains the amino acid align. Only when the cell walls of the clove are slightly damaged does this amino acid come into contact with the enzyme alliinase. This creates allicin, the true miracle weapon of garlic. Allicin is an extremely volatile, sulfur-containing compound. It is responsible for the typical pungent smell, but serves a completely different purpose in nature. It is a highly effective natural antibiotic and fungicide. If you lightly score the clove and plant it shallowly in the soil, the allicin immediately flows into the soil moisture. The cucumber absorbs this compound through its fine roots. This channel exists solely to make exactly these secret connections of nature understandable to you. So click subscribe now if you want to double your harvest this year. After exactly 5 hours, the allicin has distributed itself so far into the cucumber's sap stream that the plant becomes unpalatable to sap-sucking insects. The pests sense the change immediately. A leaf miner attempting to lay its eggs on the cucumber leaf is deterred by the subtle sulfur emanations. It looks for another spot. At the same time, the allicin in the soil blocks the growth of harmful fungal spores that cause powdery mildew or root rot. That is the biological explanation for the little miracle you can observe in the garden bed. Many gardeners tell me that even ailing plants have completely recovered within a few days using this method. The leaves perk up, flower formation is stimulated, and the fruits grow without deformities. This is because the plant no longer has to waste energy fighting off diseases. It can invest all its strength into growth. But what role does the planting depth of the clove play for optimal success? The technique requires precision. You take a fresh, vital garlic clove. Do not use supermarket garlic, which has often been irradiated to prevent sprouting. The garlic must be alive. Very lightly trim the bottom end of the clove, right where the roots would emerge. This starts the enzyme reaction inside. Now locate the stem of your cucumber plant. Move about 5 to 7 centimeters away from the main stem so as not to severely damage the sensitive cucumber roots. Plant the clove with the pointed end up, about 3 centimeters deep into the soil. The soil should be slightly moist, as water is the transport medium for the allium. Gently press the soil down. Now the clock starts ticking. In the first 60 minutes, the sap dissolves into the soil. After 3 hours, the roots absorb the sulfur compounds. After 5 hours, the protective shield is perfect. You can even smell this effect if you very carefully rub a cucumber leaf between your fingers after 5 hours. A very fine, almost imperceptible hint of garlic is released. To humans, this is completely odorless and does not affect the taste of the cucumber later on at all. But for the microfauna in the soil and the insects on the leaves, it is an unmistakable signal. The garden bed becomes a safe zone. Another positive side effect is that the garlic develops its own small roots over time. It lives in perfect symbiosis with the cucumber. The cucumber provides shade with its large leaves, while the garlic keeps the soil clean. This companion planting is the purest form of biological perfection. It shows us that we don't need chemicals when we bring the right partners together in the garden bed. The yields I have achieved with this method speak for themselves. The cucumbers were crispier, stayed fresh significantly longer after harvesting, and the dreaded powdery mildew stayed away completely, even in the damp late summer. Anyone who has tried this method once will never reach for chemical sprays again. It is the simplest, cheapest, and healthiest way to protect your plants. Mother Nature already has a solution ready for every problem. We just have to find it and apply it correctly. The next time you stand in front of your cucumbers and spot the first yellow dots on the leaves, you will know exactly what to do. Trust in the power of nature and the ancient knowledge of gardeners. A single clove of garlic is enough to completely change the biological balance in your garden for the better and bring in a rich, healthy harvest. If this ancient method has changed your perspective on the natural cycles in your garden, then subscribe to this channel and leave us a like. We unearthed the knowledge that the modern world had almost forgotten. Let's plant a green future together. The next treasure of nature will be revealed here very soon.